Assalamualaikum, my name is Nazim Ilham bin Meldi Jayaputra, and now we are going to talk about Islam in Malay civilization. The coming of Islam is one of the most important things which can give the big impact in Malay civilization by humanity, which can give perfect morality, mentality, and the perfect way of life. And now we are going to tell you more about Islam in Malay civilization by theory, influence, and impact. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Muhammad Sarudin, and I gonna talk about theory Islam came from Indian. First of all, this theory is supported by Western Orientalists who study the development of Islam in the East, such as Snook Horange, B. Harrison, Arnold Weldon, and others. The arrival of Islam in the Malay from Indian is the business relationship between the society and culture of the Nusantara and the Indian Muslim traders around the 30 Masih. Western Orientalists agree on the arrival of Muslim from Indian, but different opinion on to the place of arrival. Moqueta think Islam came from Gujarat based on a tombstone in Pasai, date 1428 Masih, and in Gresik, date 1490 Masih, is similar to the found in Gujarat. Thomas Arnold think Islam was came by Muslim Indian trader from Bengal or from Malabar. Thomas' argument Shafi'i Mazhab faith in this area is similar to the people faith in Nusantara, while Mazhab in Gujarat is Hanafi Mazhab. Thomas' theory was supported by Harrison because of the similarity of Mazhab. As the conclusion, historians cannot accept this argument as a fact because they tend to support this theory, say that Islam arrived in the Nusantara in the 30 Masih, while the establishment of Islam in the Malay civilization since the 7th century.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nazim Ilham bin Meldi Jayaputra, and now we are going to talk about theory of Islam came from China and Champa. There's a report from Chinese Muslim, the coming of Arab Islam in 627 to 650 Masihi. In year 878 Masihi, there's a revolt in Canton about the economic accomplished by Islamic Chinese, and 100,000 people were killed, and a lot of deaths actually comes from Arab. After that, they find shelter at Canton. Champa region has been proved the existence of Islamic by interscript at the stone in 1039 Masihi. Thank you.
Another theory for origin of Islam and Malay civilization is originated from Arab Peninsula. Assalamualaikum, my name is Nafadli Haziq, and together we will discuss about this. This theory is the most supported theory even among local historians like Dr. Syed Naqvi Alatas and Dr. Hamka. One of the most supported argument for this theory is the usage of Jawi writing in the main writing throughout the Malay civilization. In Malacca Sultanate Golden Age, Malay language and the Jawi writing become the lingua franca for not only among 54 ethnics of Malay, but also by all the people from around the world in Anthropod Center of Malacca. The similarities between Arabic writing and Jawi writing argument used to prove this theory. Trading relationship between Arab Peninsula and Malay civilization even happened before the emergence of Islam. According to Hamka, The trading between Arab Peninsula and Malay civilization happened since 2nd century of Anno Domini. Meanwhile, around 7th century is when Islam started to root in Malay civilization. Not to mention, the way of Malay read Al-Quran, including their makhraj and taranum, is very similar to Arabic's way of reading Al-Quran. This theory shot down the theory that Islam is coming from India and China to Malay civilization. There's also a lot of written texts and folklores that state that sultans was converted to Islam by Arabic preachers. For example, Maharaja Deba II, king of Kedah Tua Kingdoms, was converted to Islam by Sheikh Abdullah bin Sheikh Ahmad from Yemen, and Parameswara, as we can know, the first sultan of Malacca, was converted to Islam by Sheikh Abdul Aziz from Jeddah. Research also showed that most of Malay sultan, especially from Brunei, Patani, Champa, Pahang, Terengganu and Perlis, is descended from Ahlul Bait, which mean the descendant of Rasulullah SAW. This is because the most sultan of that time married off their princess to Ahlul Bait to be a successor, which means the Ahlul Bait will become the next sultan after them, especially if the Ahlul Bait have great characters like Rasulullah SAW. It was said that Khalifah Muawiyah had sent the preachers to Hindu Sriwijaya. This has happened when Khalifah Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan, the first Khalifah of Muawiyah dynasty, strengthened their naval military that add around 5,000 warships to their naval military. Then Khalifah Muawiyah sent his messengers around 50 to 60 warships to Ratu Sima, the Queen Regnant of Kalinga Kingdom, in 34 Hijrah or 654 or 655 Anno Domini. This event was recorded in China's report. Next is the influences of Islam in Malay civilization. One of the biggest influence Islam brought to Malay civilization is the changed ruling system from Hinduism style ruling to Islamic style ruling. Not only that, the distinction between haq and batil was enforced after Islam coming to Malay civilization. The language and literature quality also improved after Malay civilization embraced the Islamic value. Malay civilization was a new name in crafting industries invented in ancient time. Therefore, the artistic value was influenced severely by Islamic essence. Not only that, after Islam come to Malay civilization, our economic system was refined, and finally Islamic culture was assimilated to Southeast Asia culture, especially in Malay civilization.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nazim Ilham bin Madi Jayaputra, and now we are going to talk about Akidah. Akidah is bonding between Hisi and Namawi. The meaning is belief. In Malay civilization, we believe in 6 creed of faith. First, believe in Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, believe in angel, believe in our kitab, believe to our Rasul, and the afterlife, believe to Qadar and Qadar. Akidah is surrounded by 3 aspects of Tawhid. Uluhiyah, believe Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala is real. Rububiyah, believe in Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala as a Rabb, protector of the universe. And Asma, 99 names of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. There's a story about belief and Akidah in Malay civilization, which can be split in 3 different times. First, before and after the came of Hindu-Buddha, and then the came of Islam. Before the came of Hindu-Buddha, many beliefs in animism and dynamism. After that, Hindu-Buddha came and they start believe in syncretism. In 15th century, Islam came and changes everything, which continuously until now. Law. Islamic law started when King of Malacca reverted to Islam in 15th century. Even Malacca is an Islamic region, the law regulation is not full Islamic. The others is much more to tradition. Islam is focusing more in family aspect, business concept, and law of crimes. All of this has been proved by inscription at the stone, such as Malay language in Arabic form. Also, info about Islam is official religion and the law of justice. There is a law that not been approved by Islam. Example, the different social status, or we call it hierarchy in society. Thank you.
The impact in politics and governance. There are centers of Islamic government, which is Islam Asia Government, Samudra Pasai, Melaka, Kelantan and Johor that are existed during that time. Also, the legislation, administration and judicial that written based on Sahifa Madinah or Charter Madinah. Next, in terms of social status, we can see that the influence of elitism formed by Hindu-Buddha has not changed much. Also, the social system after the advent of Islam based on consciousness class itself. And after that, the social hierarchy of the Melaka government consists of two groups. The first one is upper hierarchy, also known as the government that was ruled by the king, followed by the royal relative, nobles and royal clerics. And the second one is the ruling class, which is the citizens, people and the servants. Next, we can see the existence of the laws, custom and tradition that have existed in Melaka ever since.
Hi, I'm Ain and I will tell you the influence of Islam in Malay art and language. In terms of art, Islam has brought great influence in Malay arts. These can be seen in mosque, tombstones, tombs, and calligraphy. Specifically, the mosque, which is the center of Islamic worship, has the basic features of Islamic art such as the roof of the dome, the mihrab and pulpit, the towers and calligraphy that adorn the walls of the mosque. In addition, inscriptions and tombstones are usually written in Arabic with Al-Quran verse and Arabic numerals. To illustrate, tombstones in Langgar Kedah has the word Shahada with Kufi calligraphy written. Meanwhile, the inscriptions in Terengganu contain advice and orders to obey Islamic law. On the contrary, in language and literature perspective, the arrival of Islam have banished Sanskrit as a language of knowledge and convert it to Malay language. Along with that, Malay language has been declared as lingua franca in Malay realm. However, Javanese and Malay language will be local language. Among other influences that have been influenced by the advent of Islamic is Arabic Jawi writing coordinated with the Malay language as the language of knowledge and the language of instruction. As an illustration of Malay literature characterized by Islam, such as prose and poetry, can be seen in Hikayat Nabi Muhammad, Hikayat Bulan, Perahu poem, and Burung Pingai poem by Hamzah Fansuri.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Fagatul Bashir binti Pazli and today I would like to discuss about the Malay civilization subtopics under the impact and influence of Islam in the Malay civilization. I will review and explain the two effects or influence of Islam in the Malay civilization in terms of economy and education. First, I will go through to the aspect of economies. Agara-based economies such as agriculture, fisheries, livestock, and so on that depending on the nature are still ongoing after the advent of Islam. Besides, the more impressive things are the arrival of Islam has also increased trading activities among the Malay community. At the same time, there were international markets and cities where foreign traders from Arabia, Persia, China, India and others come for trading. Trading using system of barter and the currency was growing, and after the advent of Islam, Islam introduced a form of obligatory charity such as zakat and wakaf. At the same time, Islamic or Sharia law was also introduced to deal with the significant aspects of life, and that includes commercial law covering business, riba, robbery, extortion, and fraud. Next, I will go through to the second aspect, which is education and Sharia knowledge. Syed Muhammad Naqib Al-Atas described the Islamic purpose of education as a balanced growth of the total personality through training the spirit, intellect, rational self, feelings, and bodily sense, such that faith is infused into the whole personality. Meanwhile, in addition to that, in the perspective of Islam, education plays on a high, and as the faith spread among the diverse people, education became an important channel through which to create a universal and cohesive social order. And that, because of that, the most significant influence of Islam in the Malay civilization can be seen in the field of education and Sharia knowledge. That includes aspects of teaching, educational institution, and learning structure, and also the students and the teachers. In terms of expertise, Sharia or Naqliyah get more attention as they include the field of Usuluddin, Fiqh, and Tasawwuf. Education and Sharia activities took place in the palace, which also served as the library and translation center, in the homes of Maulana or Ulama, mosque and madrasa. Most religious teachers are foreigners such as Arabs, Persian, Turkish, Indians, and so on. The students consisted of the kings and noble as well as the citizens. Development in the field of knowledge have led to the existence of the Malay ulama such as Abdul Rauf Mansuri with great knowledge capabilities. So, that's all from me. I hope it's beneficial for you guys. Bye!